Welcome back to OPTCG Central, your hub for all things One Piece card game related. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. It really helps us bring you more One Piece TCG matches and more.
Friends, he's like one of the best players of Belgium, but if he doesn't know his opponent's deck, even with a 90% against 10%, he will lose that matchup. So I'm very curious if this ace knows this matchup into the Vegapunk.
Well, we've started our Bandai Card Fest One Piece European Championships here. So Ace starts off on turn one, and a perfect start there with an Izu search.
Finding the Jozu also so good in this matchup, being able to bounce a 5 cost basically, because like all the cards are a 5 cost.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Really good search to be able to find off. And Izu's also got his secondary ability as well. I mean, it's on the field, but on your opponent's attack, you can trash the character, draw a card, and sometimes that can be really vital in order for you to get counter that you might desperately need in a game and a matchup.
Especially if you don't know the interaction as a Green Zoro player. Green Zoro players don't attack into a rested Izu. If they use that ability to trash their Izu, your attack got basically nullified. You didn't battle, so you can't restand your Zoro. So quite important, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've seen Atlas come down here, and if you've got less life than your opponent, cannot be KO'd in battle. So really useful. Obviously still can be targeted by that Jozu we saw earlier on being claimed by the Izu. So yeah, cannot be swung into. So Atlas really does give you good value early on.
Yep. And we do see Ace did decide not to attack the Vegapunk, not giving extra value, because I can imagine that Ace is very good into Vegapunk because of you have Jozu. Later on for 8 cost event you have big blockers, and you will have just a bigger board, large hand, and at some point you can just go for it, and Vegapunk really can't deal with it. You can even set up a Roger, go to 0 lives, and even if they have 3 blockers out of 1 life, it doesn't matter. So yeah. I can imagine this is very tough for Vegapunk. However, if you attack them and they build a board very, very fast, like all the 6k swings will be very tough for you. So
yeah, absolutely. And as you saw there, Ace attacking in, and that was countered out into the Atlas, because obviously we were at equal life there, so was able to do that, but was definitely countered out there. And we're going to see Atlas swinging again now. As we're saying, great value, 6,000 power swing coming in.
For 1 Don.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the great part about it. I'm thinking what new cards Vegapunk, as from the OP13 set, because OP13 is not that long in the One Piece, and I guess that 1 cost Lilith is one of them.
Yep.
Being able to find a trigger and the 9 cost Bonnie, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the 2 cards that come to my mind.
Yeah.
That are really good in this deck. 9 cost Bonnie, when I saw it for the first time, I was really scared. A 10k with Rush, your opponent has to, well, has to draw the life, not trash it. That's the balanced part about it, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. But to be able to immediately make your opponent take a card from their life and then have a 10,000 power Rush coming in as well, it is a really, really powerful card indeed. And it definitely does help this deck, as well as obviously it's designed to work with a Bonnie leader as well, the yellow Bonnie leader we saw in OP13. So Jozu does come down here. Pythagoras is then sent back into the hand.
Really strong card in this format, the Jozu, not only against this matchup, of course, but in so many matchups against Green Zoro to bounce Law or Tashigi into the mirror match. In the mirror match, it's actually insane because they even call it the Jozu War, because they will play at least the same card 5-6 times, and you're like, we casters are here like, come on!
And it's been a really versatile card as well. We've seen it since the days of Doflamingo deck, you know, the blue deck.
Yeah.
Jozu has had so much influence. And the important thing is, you know, you return one of your characters to your hand, But you don't necessarily have to return your opponent's character then after that, the 6 cost or less. You can return your own characters to your hand as well, and that can really be instrumental sometimes in protecting some of your characters. Yeah,
especially against Emu, it's really good. You can bounce 2 of your searchers, so it's really important to search your cards, and then Josu and bounce 2 of your own searchers. So you're well, you can't. I'm gonna say you can't bounce a Walkery or well any Elder. So you can decide to bounce your own search, and that's really really good, of course. So.
Absolutely is. So yeah, lots of versatility with that as well. But we're seeing a really wide board here now from our Vegapunk player. As we said early on, it does get very big. We have now got what we call a Rocket Luffy on the board as well there.
Illustration rare, I think.
Yeah, I think
from an illustration box.
It's from the illustration box, that artwork, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
really, really nice artwork, that.
Not playing the serial Rocket Luffy.
Yeah, not this particular player's deck, unfortunately.
That one can KO a 10 cost.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Here we do have the I Am Whitebeard.
Such a powerful card, you know. You're able to play that huge Edward Newgate card out, and it's so strong when it's played, isn't it? It's one of those cards that you almost think it's not leader locked, so you could play it in most archetypes and most decks. But first of all, being able to cheat it out for 8 Don with the event, but having the ability to then put 2 Don underneath your leader and 2 Don under a character as well, and have a 12,000 body blocker out is just...
And draw 2 and trash 1.
Yeah, and draw 2 and trash 1 at the same time as well.
It has everything.
It's literally everything in one package, isn't it?
But yeah, it's the strongest man alive in One Piece.
Yep.
Or was.
Yes. Showing why he had that title,
so,
indeed, yeah.
He deserves to have a very good card, and well, it's very lore accurate for us that how good Whitebeard is in game as well. Like OP02, I think some people are still scared of it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
But,
we've been haunted by how good Whitebeard decks and cards are, but yeah, the OP02 card is still used in this deck as well, isn't it? The wonderful 9 cost Whitebeard as well.
Super strong, and you need it into the Emu matchup. Sometimes become an 10k leader even if you want to.
Yep. Right, we are now getting a very critical stage of this game, I think. We've got our ace player down to 6 cards in hand, which is quite, you know, still a lot for most other decks, but 6 cards is fairly what you'd expect an ace player to be with. And focusing now on our Vegapunk's board, trying to make some influence.
It's definitely something special seeing ace with only 6 cards in hand. Sometimes I ask their hand size and I think they're checking their trash, but it's actually their hand size.
Yeah, they can quite easily go up to a dozen cards in hand, quite common to see. But we do see a Marco blocker coming down now, and another one. So just adding a bit of defense there, knowing that our opponent cannot really go for game now, and trying to put a barrier up there, while that Whitebeard is also on the board as well, that Edward Newgate.
That Marco from PRBO2, such a strong card. 4 cost 6k blocker, which is already fine stats.
Yep.
And then being able to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, on KO.
On
it's just
KO.
Insane. You're getting great value because with the leader ability as well, you're then drawing 3 cards when it gets KO'd. So not only are you getting a block, but you're filling your hand up with potential counters as well, and things you could play next turn as well. So our Vegapunk player now is obviously trying to make sure that they can get their board wide, trying to sort of sustain this as much as possible, because it is going to be difficult going forward now, especially with a leader that can't attack. You're really relying on all your characters on the board to play their part in trying to put some pressure on your opponent. That last life is always so difficult. Leader ability, we do get a card into the top of our life there.
But here's where Ace is taking over. We will establish more big blockers or more big bodies at least, or at least searching for it right now.
Yeah.
And that's so hard for Vegapunk. I can imagine Vegapunk needs 9 cost Bonnie now to being able to get rid of that last life. And try to push as much on the hand size of Ace, because otherwise, with Yamatos, with the Marcos, they will draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did see Garp there. Garp's such a great searcher in this deck, isn't it? The ability to be able to look at the top 4 and reveal a card with a cost of 3 or more, no restriction whatsoever. Just being able to find those big pieces that you need for mid and late game. And finding that Yamato was really, really good off that as well, you know. Getting to draw 2 and then give a rested Don to your leader, enabling your leader to do what it needs to do is always very good indeed. So we do see attack into life, and that Shaka is triggered and comes into play. Jozu then swinging Vegapunk now blocks that, and we do draw. And we are passing back over now, I believe, to our Vegapunk player.
Yeah. Basically, you want to attack Vegapunk when you have established board and you're healthy in hand, so you don't die on the backswing.
Yep.
But also, very important to know is you try to attack when they don't have board space. So if they trigger something, they have to replace something.
Yep.
And that's how you get rid of 2 things at some points, or at least from a life and the character at the same time. However, this was... Well, there is a 1-cost Lilith on the board, so that was not the issue right now for the Vegapunk.
Yeah, that Lilith's obviously been sat there taking space. Not having to replace it, essentially, because there has been, as you say, space on the board. But yeah, it is always a worry, isn't it, about running out of space. But we're seeing the Shaka now swinging as well, trying to impose a bit more pressure, maybe try and get rid of 1 or 2 of these Marco blockers. But we're just seeing counters coming through from the ace players. Really wants to keep those bodies on the board because they can be attackers to be able to finish out the game as well. So another swing now coming in by Shaka. This one will be blocked, and we are going to draw 3 cards, 2 for the Marco, 1 for the leader effect. Stage comes down finally. So Egghead, if you've got 3 or less life, set up to one of your Egghead type characters. The cost of 5 or less is active at the end of your turn. Just means that you get a free swing and gets that Shaka to restand as well, so be able to swing with it and get your blocker back. But this is getting very tense now. I think our ace player's probably in pole position at this point. I mean, we've got the Zorro now in life as well, though.
That's quite good, being able to rest. I think it's a 4, or just in general a card?
I think it's a 5. Sorry, the Zorro?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a 5 cost, and it's got a trigger.
Okay.
If your leader's Egghead, rest up to one of your opponent's leaders or character cards. No restriction whatsoever.
That's super good.
So that Edward Newgate that's sitting there as a blocker can be rested, which can be extremely powerful. But now we're seeing the 9-cost Edward Newgate coming down, giving plus 2,000 power for this turn until the end of your opponent's turn to that ace, making it an 8,000 power leader, which is going to be so difficult to be able to push for game with.
That's just really, really good. You don't have you have board, you have a Chaka. Okay, let's try to be optimistic. But your opponent's leader is 8k. There is 2 new gates: the Marco, the Jozu, the Yamato. Ooh. Slowly but steady.
Yeah, and we are going to see the new gate now blocking. And how much and what is our Vegapunk player going to commit?
The thing is, it's also really easy to mat out against Vegapunk. They don't have any rush characters, except for the Bonnie right now, I guess, but that's 9 done, so it's still easy to mat out. And they can't play anything from hand, or their leader can't swing. So it's really, if they swung with the Chaka right now, it's like, okay, they can either play Bonnie or put 10 done on that 1-cost Lilith. So it's not really dangerous to block here with the new gate.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. There just wasn't much that they could do. So they do put that Zorro back at the top of life. So that is sitting there, giving that worry now of potentially being able to rest a character from trigger. But as we saw last turn, didn't choose to activate that trigger. Just wasn't good value in doing so. But what we're going to see here. So started off with a Garp.
I am Whitebeard.
Yep. Garp gets replaced, and here comes another big Edward Newgate. Draw 2, trash 1, and then give 4 rested on 2 to one of your leader, 2 to one of your characters.
so much value.
And it goes underneath the Yamato there to make it an 8,000 body, and swinging 8,000 to begin with that Yamato. Trigger is activated. One of the Whitebeards is now rested. The one that could attack, more importantly, should we say. Jozu now swings in. Can we counter this attack? Will we take the life? Life is taken. Decides to take that. Finally, a Bonnie in hand. That was a Rush Bonnie now finally being added to hand, which we've been waiting so long for. Final life, and we do see the other Whitebeard being rested. There's another Zorro in life there.
Can we counter it? Oh, you have the blocker, I guess?
Yep.
Wow, okay. But we can't even split. We don't have our leader that can attack. Okay.
Leader can't attack, but we do have the Rush Bonnie as well in hand. This is going to be... Literally, you have to go for life here. So the Rush Bonnie will force the card into hand, the last life into hand.
And now we have 6-10.
Sorry?
We have a 6-10 swing?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's going to be very tight. What are we going to see here? There is no, as we said, there's no blockers active at the moment, so...
I think it's his best shot at this point.
Yeah.
We need an electrical Luna on...
yeah, exactly.
Buffed electrical Luna here. But yeah, there's so much counter in hand for the ace as well.
Yeah, this is it, isn't it? It's just... Well, what you going to do here now? 5 for the Vegapunk being played now.
But that Vegapunk even gets popped by the 9-cost Whitebeard as well.
Yeah. 1 Don open to activate, well, 2 Don open, using one of those to activate the leader ability.
We don't have 1-cost events.
Yeah, Pythagoras goes onto the top of life. You get to play it. But is this too little too late? Jozu swings in. We see Vegapunk.
We missed a free block here with the new gate, so that's a free pop on the Vegapunk, I guess. With 2 Don on the 9-cost, you can KO that 0-cost. But yeah, he's so much ahead. I think he could do whatever he wants. He will win this game.
Yeah, there we go.
But
Goldie Roger comes out, unblockable. Blocker is activated, and because of Goldie Roger's effect, our ace player wins. And yeah, our Vegapunk player gave it a good shot, didn't they?
Yeah, at